Okay, this is about tubing fittings. We have three different kinds of fittings here. This style of fitting has a little ridge, one ridge around it, and when the tube gets pushed over, the seal actually happens right on the ridge. The type of fitting that's on here has three barbs, and when the tube goes on the barbs grip onto the tube, so after a while there's a certain amount of wear can occur on the tubing, and you may want to remove, say, 1/8 of an inch from the end of the tube just so you get a good seal there. You'll also notice that when this tube is used here for a while that the tubing ends probably shouldn't be interchanged, because the way this one seals and the way this one seals are just slightly different. It's a very small point, but it's something that could cause you some problems. This style of fitting is quite different because it doesn't use a barb at all. It uses a taper on the inside and a taper on the outside so that the tube gets squeezed on both sides, but there's no gripping onto the tube. The gripping is based on the fact that you're pulling it over a tapered piece, so when you pull it off, the tube doesn't expand. Now, if you take a close look at the end of this tube, which is quite hard to see, you notice that this end is flared out. So this may have been heated up and doesn't really fit very well in this kind of fitting anymore because the end of the tube is flared out like a little mushroom. Now, you should be able to see a very slight difference between the end of those tubes, where this one is flared out like a little bit of a trumpet and this one is cut off clean. So if you find you have a tube like that, you may have to shave 1/4 of an inch off it to get a good seal on this tube. But once you do get a seal on this tube, it's never going to be changed probably. You don't have to be altering it in the future because when you pressure it onto the fitting, it doesn't squeeze the tube one way or another. The same type of fitting is found back here so that we have the same kind of connection. So you just push it, and you can push it down there as hard as you like, and when you pull it, it comes off without gripping onto the tube.